Hey there, I'm Natalie and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Tally Core. This is all about realigning to the centre of you for the movement of Barre and Pilates. Today's session is a Pilates, all focused on working your back body. You're going to be starting here in your rest position. Therefore, come onto your mat, have your legs parallel, so as you come to this bent knee position, your knees down to your toes are parallel, so not a child's pose, slightly more narrow than that. Reach arms long out in front of you, and then rest your head down onto the mat, forehead comes down, belly is onto your thighs, and think about one, releasing into your rest position, and two, allow yourself this sense of almost kind of lengthening and stretching the back too, and come to your breath. Inhale in through nose, exhale to release through mouth. And like always, we're looking for that lateral breathing, that inhale to go wide into the sides of the body. Exhale, everything closes back into the centre. And you should feel like your belly wants to slightly lift away from the thighs when you inhale. Free expansion of the ribs. And exhale, everything sinks back in. Looking to work with this breath throughout the remainder of the class as you start to bring yourself up into your quadruped, so the all fours position, your hands under your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. For Pilates style cat-cows, we want to keep the head nice and still here. As you inhale, let the tailbone lift up and the belly slightly drops down towards the mat here. As you exhale, tucking the tailbone under and draw the navel up towards the ceiling. So it's a Pilates style cat-cows as you continue through this movement. We keep the head still. Yes, we're moving through the spine here, but think it's like your pelvic tilt. So you're simply rocking the pelvis back and forth to bring that movement into the spine here as we go back and forth, nice and gently. Fingertips nice and widely spread. You want to press the weight into the pads of the fingertips and keep a soft bend in the elbows also. So working into that back body flow, start with a bit of pelvic and spinal movement here. Moving between your anterior and the posterior pelvic tilt. The anterior when we go into that arch, and the posterior when we go into that rounding. When you get there, take one more inhale for the tailbone to go up towards the ceiling and the belly to slightly release down towards the ground. Final exhale to draw the navel up towards the ceiling this time and tailbone slightly tucks under down towards the ground. Then find that halfway point in between both for your thread the needle. Let's start with the right arm here, and it's a dynamic thread the needle. So you want to inhale, let the right arm extend up, exhale, thread the needle under the right hand side. And let's keep working this as you inhale up and exhale to thread through. So we're getting that twist in the spine here, rotating for the spine. So we're going to move your back in different directions as we're doing your kind of back body flow today. Now this next one we will hold. So now when you thread the needle, stay here in that position, let your right ear come down to the ground, let the back of the right hand and elbow release down as you hold here in this thread the needle. Now you can stay as you are like this, or inhale, extend the left hand up, exhale, left hand go either onto your low back or further, take it to the hip of the right hand side, hook it onto the hip, and just let yourself go a little bit deeper into that rotation there and breathe into it. And if you went for that extra twist with the left hand, either on your back or hooking onto the hip, on your next inhale, let the left hand go up, exhale the left hand down, then together we all inhale the right hand all the way up, and exhale, release down. So let's do the rotation with the thread needle on the other side now. So more the dynamic movement first. Inhale, lift the left arm up, exhale to thread through, and let's go again. Inhale, lift up, exhale, rotate through the spine, thread through. And this next one we'll hold. So inhale, lift up, exhale. exhale, rotate through the spine into that hold now. So left leg comes onto the mat, and you can stay here as you release the back of the left arm and hand to the floor, or inhale the right hand up, exhale, either allow the hand to go into the low back, or if it will go there, take it to the actual hip on the left hand side, hook it there, draw the elbow back, and breathe deeper into that rotation. And if you went for the right hand hooking onto the hip or rest on the back, take an inhale to extend the right arm back up nice and long. Exhale, right hand comes down. Then together we all inhale, the left hand up. Exhale, the left hand back down onto the mat here. Now into a bit of extension through the back body by straightening your leg this time. Let's keep those fingers nice and wide, you spread the soft bend in the elbows. And we extend the right leg behind to roughly hip height by keeping our hips nice and square. That's on the exhale. Inhale, bring the knee back down. And let's just stay with the right side. So exhale to extend back. Inhale to bring it in. Now what I want you to do is think about the core control here. So as you're taking the right leg back and forth, we want to keep lifting up from our centre so we avoid arching into the back. So we don't want the anterior pelvic tilt this time. And the hips stay nice and level. And the leg only needs to go to roughly hip height. And then bring the right knee back down after that one, we'll go to the left hand side. So extend the left leg back on the exhale, again hip height, keep the hips square, inhale to tap down. So just think about where your centre is, and you want to be keeping the lift. Now my shirt doesn't help in terms of you seeing what I'm doing here, but keep lifting the abdominals up so you're not sinking into your back there. Good, exhale to lift leg up. Inhale, tap down, do one more here. And now we go for alternation, and with the alternation you can extend the opposite arm to the leg. So as you extend the right leg out, you can take the left arm out nice and long. On an exhale, inhale, bring down, we alternate. Left leg goes long, right arm goes out. Then bring it back in. We're really trying to connect to that length through the back body. The height of the arm and leg is completely irrelevant. We want to keep the stabilisation by using our centre here, so using our core strength and keeping the alignment through the spine. Part of that is keeping your hips the same level, so the straight leg hip should stay the same height as the bent knee hip the whole time as well. If you find taking one arm out with the opposite leg a little bit too much to work with, just simply sit with the leg and keep the hands down. Good, so let's keep going here with that length. For 5, 4, 3, 2, usually finish with the left leg back, because I think we start with the right leg back, and then come back into your quadruped position, so that all fours from here. You want to take your right foot back now nice and long with the leg, tuck the toes, find the stabilisation, shoulders drawing down, and lift up from the centre, and then step your left foot back into that plank position for your front support. So we want to keep the core strong and the back nice and aligned. Now as you exhale, bring the right knee under your hip, inhale, step back and alternate sides. Exhale, knee comes under hip, inhale, step back. So we're thinking about keeping, again, the length through the spine, keeping the core engaged as we bring the knee under the hip and step back. Don't mistake this for a mountain climber, it's a Pilates front support, so it's just knee to hip as opposed to knee to chest there. Keep the lift from your centre, slight bend in the elbows, look beyond the mat so you keep that length through the spine. For number 5, 4, 3, 2, finish with the left knee coming underneath, and from here, step back, bring both knees to the ground, and then push yourself all the way back into your rest position once more. Find that length for the spine, that release as you hold here and breathe. If you fancy a bit of a stretch for the wrist, you can always take your hands behind you into those fingers and then press the palms together. And if you've gone to that interlace, bring your hands back down and then let yourself slide onto the mat as we take ourselves into a modified side bend here. You come onto your left hand side, so your left arm is down, your left elbow is underneath your shoulder. Your top leg, your right leg, that foot comes forwards. So your bottom leg, your left leg, that foot is back. The top leg, hook the heel of your right foot to push back into the front of your left foot. So the top foot heel, push us back into the bottom foot, okay? And then from here, we want to lift up into a side plank. Just test you've got the nice range and that you're not too tight, that you don't need to shift your feet for the actual side bends. Make sure you can come up quite easily and then release down. Rest your right arm beside you. I'll cue into the side bend now. As you inhale, lift up into the side plank. That top palm is facing away from you. As you exhale, lift the hips up into the side bend. That top palm is now facing down to the ground. Then length of the spine at lateral flexion. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, hover the hips off the ground. So we want to inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. This gets us working into our obliques, into our side abs. We get that lateral flexion for the spine as well. So we still have that back body focus as we target it from another side here. Let's go for one more as we take it up and then hold into that side bend just for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back through center and release yourself down. Now as you come down, we're staying laying on the left hand side. Let your left arm be nice and long to the palm is facing up to ceiling. Extend your legs long. Look down the line and make sure you can see your toes and not too far behind you for your side lift. Then from here, I'll move my lovely shirt out of the way for you. I'm a bit cold, so I want to keep my shirt on. From here, hips are nice and stacked. Simply float your feet off the ground a little bit. We should have a natural gap between your left side and the ground. There's a little pocket of air there. And keep your legs together for your side lift. Now as you exhale, let the legs come up so you're pressing the left side of your body into the mat. Inhale, legs come back to hover, and you find that gap between your sides and the mat again. So we're still working your obliques. Keep pressing your right elbow back in towards you. So you want to exhale and inhale. So we're still thinking about working your obliques here. And as we work into that side lift, we are pressing the left side down into the mat when the legs float up, and we get that pocket of air once more when the legs come back to hover. Just another 5, 4, 3, 2, lift up one more time, and then release back down. When you come back down into that release, you want to then allow yourself to come to roll onto your back. So before we go into the other side, we'll break it up with a shoulder bridge prep. So laying your back with your feet hips to the power now. Heels close enough, you just about to take your heels to your fingers. Arms down beside you, palms nice and flat to the ground. Take a deep inhale in. Now as you exhale, think about from the navel down to your spine, so pushing the low back down and then starting to curl up into what's a pelvic curl. So lift your pelvis, your low back, your mid back, and I want you to hold here. As you're holding here, I always say it's not a yogi style bridge, so we're not arching the back, we're not preparing for real pose. So we want to think about the chest being a little bit lower, the abs stay scooped, and we're rounding the backs of the glutes are higher here. Now from here, keep the right foot grounded, bring the left leg up into tabletop, knee, knife, hip, heel, knife, knee. Working from the hip joint, let the toes tap down on an inhale, exhale, bring it up. So we're working the hip dissociation, so moving in the hip joint. It's not a knee bending like this. We want to keep the knee in one position. We're just moving in the hip joint as we go down and up here. You will feel that in the right glute, but equally we're working our back body strength as well. So we're really thinking about keeping the core strong. The back is most certainly lifted. We're just not flaring the ribs as you inhale to tap and exhale to lift. You really want to be mindful about the glutes trying to sink downhill, the hips trying to lower down here. So really keep that strength on the core. Arms and shoulders grounded, that right foot is grounded. Just for 3, 2, 1. One more lift there. Then let the left toes come down to the ground, back into their flat position, all the way to the heel. Readjust yourself if need be. Find that core engagement. We're rounding the back as opposed to arching. Palms flat, shoulders down. We take to the other side straight away. So lift your right leg up into a tabletop. Knee, knife, hip, heel, knife, knee. Inhale to tap. Exhale to lift. So now you're going to feel that more into the left side of your glutes. Again, keeping the core engaged, keeping that round of the spine so we're maintaining what should be the Pilates way of bridging the whole time. That core is strong. Let's go for number 5, 4, 3, 2, one more. Final lift that right leg. Let the right toes come back down to the ground. Draw the right heel down. Now I want you to stay here in this position. So we're effectively in our pelvic curl here, both feet grounded. Keep the abs again contracted, so that little drawing down of the navel down towards the ground, that rounding of the spine. From here, option to keep the palms, arms down nice and flat, or reach fingertips to the ceiling. And I want the pelvis to go down an inch, up an inch, down an inch, up an inch. We're really still thinking about that strong core control and working into the back body here. Just another 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay the pelvis lifting that last one. If your arms up, draw the arms down, palms come down flat. We still have that scoop of the abdominals. Inhale in. Exhale, start to peel down from your mid-back, low back, and your pelvis comes back down last. Now, you can choose to roll onto your right side from here. If it's easy for you, I'm going to swing myself around to the upside of the mat so I can still face towards you. As we go back to our side bend, our modified side bend. So now you want to have your right elbow underneath your right shoulder. We want to have the top leg, so the left heel at the front is hooking back into your bottom leg. It's going to hook back into the right foot underneath. So the left heel hooks back into the front of the right foot. Just take a moment to find that side plank. So make sure you can easily get to side plank, then to shimmy after this point onwards, then come back down. Have your left arm down beside you. We'll do the side bend here. So we're going to inhale up, the palm is facing away. Exhale to the side bend, the palm is facing down towards the ground. Inhale through center. Exhale to hover your hips off the ground. So you want to inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Really making sure that you are bending in that side bend, so you get that lateral flexion of the spine. Then come back through center and then bring it back down. Just for 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's hold that next side bend. So bring it up to side plank, over to side bend, hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Back through center and then release down. Nice. Okay, we go to the side lift. So come to fully lay onto your right hand side. Right hand nice and long, the right palm faces up towards the ceiling. Make sure that when you look down your legs, you can see your toes quite easy, so not too far back behind you. Hips are stacked. Left hand down, keep the elbow towards you, and then floating your feet off the mat, keep the legs squeezed together. And you should have that natural pocket of air between your right side and the mat here. As you exhale, lift the legs up, press the right side down. Inhale back, the legs to hover, and you have that gap between the right side and the mat once more. Let's go again. Exhale to lift, press the side down. Inhale on that release. Exhale to lift. Inhale on that release. Just for final 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. And hold. And then release back through center all the way down. Lift yourself up. We'll take a nice little lateral stretch here. Find your legs in a zigzag leg, so you'll probably have your right foot in front and your left foot at the back. Bring your right hand down, bring your left hand down beside your left leg, and your right hand comes up and over into that lateral flexion. Just nice little release to the side there. Come back through center, switch legs, so your left leg is coming forwards and your right leg's at the back. Have your right hand down beside you. Bring your left hand up and over. Come back through center, and we'll finish with a little bit of swimming here for your back extension to end. Lay into your front with your feet slightly separated. Press your pelvis down into the mat, into your belly button away from the mat. Your feet are floating off the mat, as are your hands floating off the ground. So you lift your right arm and left leg, and you release. Lift your left arm and right leg, and release. But we then go quicker, like hundreds breathing. So we do a quick swim. We inhale, 3, 4, 5, and we exhale, 3, 4, 5. So you keep going there, count for yourself. It's like your 100th breath. You do 5 counts of one lot and then another 5 counts of another lot. So it's almost like you're pulsing your hands in the hundreds here. Keep pressing the pelvis down, keep thinking belly button lifts. You look big on the mat as you keep swimming here. For 3, 2, 1, and release once you're done. Bring your hands beside you, push up onto your knees, push back into your rest. Where we started with that lovely bit of release here, a little bit of a length and stretch for the back body. Then into a bit of a glute stretch, bring yourself forward, slide your right knee behind your right wrist, lengthen your left leg back, rest your arms down, rest your empty arms, release into that right side glute. Bring your hands back to the mat, step your right knee back, left knee comes behind your left wrist, lengthen back into the right leg, release your hands down, rest your hands to your arms, again release into that left side glute. Bring your hands back to the mat, step your knees together, sit on your heels or sit in a comfortable way for you. And then just from here, reach your arms up. Interlace your fingers, press your palms towards the ceiling. Let your arms draw down back beside you. That is the end of today's back body Pilates flow. As always, I hope you enjoyed. Please do give the video a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, do go ahead and hit the bell and you'll get notified each time I upload a video on a weekly basis. Until next time, have a fantastic day. I'll see you again real soon. Take care.